begin. Um, Adjustments to the agenda, I just would point out, I've just been informed the cafe services are not going to make it tonight because of weather, apparently. So, item 5 will probably not get discussed. Then here, I don't know if we can do anything with it anyway. We'll bring it up when we get there. So we move on to item 3, approval of minutes. Michelle moves to accept as printed. Jay will second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstaining?
Do you have a chair?
Public input. Does anybody have anything for us tonight?
Yeah.
Sure.
So, is this like, if I had a proposal that I bring up now?
Sure.
Okay, so, every year at graduation, the graduating class sings a school song before starting their classes, and it's on King's Plain. Is anybody here unfamiliar with the school song from King's Plain? Okay, cool. I mean, unfamiliar, yeah. So, it's the class of 2016 has kind of come to a consensus that throughout most of the years that we've seen graduation exercises, on King's Plain tends to, there's a great idea behind the song, but it often tends to end up with the class kind of nervously mumbling the song, and we've never been all too inspired by it. And there could be a few reasons for that. I don't think On King's Plain is a bad song at all. I think it's quite nice. But the two reasons that I think it is difficult is one, it's just plain difficult to sing with a lot of just unusual notes and strange skips throughout voices. And when you ask a group of kids that's mostly made up of non-musicians to sing something, ideally it should be easy to sing. The other reason, and I think the more relevant reason, is that the lyrics tend to portray a very old image of Woodville High School that we feel does not portray the school as it is today. For example, a high school that is known throughout the state, no one south of Hanover really knows we exist, which is fine, we're just small. For everything that's going on, she's always up to date. We are sure that she will win in anything worth doing, which are all great sentiments, but when it comes down to it, we're all proud to be from Woodville High School, and I think a lot of people really like it here, despite the fact that it's a small town. But a lot of those sentiments just don't seem to ring true with us. And so, we thought that we would ask if anyone had any ideas for a different class song, and in fact, Mr. Heintz has previously written a class song, or a school song, sorry. And it's called Woodsville Pride, and we feel that the lyrics of Woodsville Pride do kind of ring true a lot more, and they kind of embody the feelings that most seniors might have towards the high school. And so my proposal would be that we replace the singing of On King's Plain at graduation with Woodsville Pride. And I suppose I should sing it so you should hear it.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, Woodsville High is home to days gone by, and to dreams of futures to be. All our pride and loyalty will find peace and warmth in our own white and green. Engineers, our hearts are true, and we'll ever stand by you. All our pride and all our pride and loyalty will find peace and warmth in our own white and green. Hail Woodsville High School, we pledge our love to thee, and through all the years to come, we will faithful be. So, my proposal would be to
Did you sing?
He did. It's on video, you can watch it later.
Was to add on to the end of it, Hail Woodsville High School, the end of the On King's Plain song, because that's a nice sentence. That is all.
Well, that's not all, it's a request.
It's a request.
Do you want, should we discuss it? Can we discuss it? I mean, it's, I know we're different part of the meeting, but I like it.
I like it.
All in favor? Have you, your class voted on making that kind of change?
We haven't voted, but it was brought up at 2 separate class meetings. I brought up the school song and I said, does anybody have any feelings besides these about the school song? And there was no response. And the second time I said, I'm going to speak to the school board about it. Are there any objections? Does anyone like the school song more than possible alternative? And no one had an objection.
Could it be possible that that be actually a school vote? It's kind of hard for one class to decide for everybody,
Right.
which I don't think you'd have much problem with everybody going along with it, but I think it would be a better.
I wish we'd have had that in 1994. We may have actually, but the only question I would have, like what Jay's saying, is maybe if we put this on next month's agenda, that way if there is anybody out there that has major heartburn about it, they would at least get a chance to come in and speak, their mind on the issue. I mean, I think it's a great idea. I agree with everything you said about the current class song and the difficulties it is, and if it inspires the graduating class more, then, I mean, so.
That seems quite logical. Anybody opposed to that concept?
So
We'll put it on as an agenda item.
and you'll
School
put
song.
together a vote in the meantime?
Okay, throughout the school.
Yeah.
You might have
That
to
would
say.
faculty and students be sufficient, or would you want to include anybody else?
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Would just the faculty and student vote be enough, or would you want to include?
I think that would be.
Students would be enough for me.
Their opinion.
Yeah. And maybe next month we'll have John sing the old song. I'm sure he remembers.
I might be able to get my daughter to do it, and then, comparison.
Well, maybe. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else in this public input segment, or? No, not anybody else want to sing. Public input. Right? Yeah, this is the best part of the movie. Nicely done.
You're not the first person.
Cafe services, if we're done with public. They're not, as I say, they're not going to make it tonight. I don't know that we can amount to much without them. I can only throw a couple of comments out that Carol put on her letter to us. One, that the two gentlemen that she's worked with have been really great to work with. She likes what they do. They send out notices as a courtesy to the district. They're not contracted to do it. So they send out notices of negative balances to parents. Apparently at the beginning of the year there was some issue with software. There were some notices because the parents' names didn't appear correctly in the software, but that's been resolved. That said, I don't know if there's anyone here that wants to address that issue, or we'll have to put it on next month's agenda.
The only, I have something, because I know of a few people that, I know last month we talked about a $3 negative balance, but at a different school, I know of a few people that have had huge balances, I'm talking hundreds of dollars, and never got a notice. So, and this has been an ongoing problem as long as we have had this service. So when we do meet with them, I just want us to figure out what the policy is and figure out who's going to be responsible for it and hold those people accountable, because I really think, this poor kindergartner over $3 didn't get something, but the two that I know of are 7th graders, because that's what my kids are. could charge hundreds of dollars and nobody said a word to them, not even the person taking their numbers.
So you'll remember that next.
I absolutely will, because I hear about it all the time.
Wow. Rainey, you're up already.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna wait like an hour.
Yeah, usually it's like 8 o'clock, 10 after 6.
Alright, so first is the Winter Carnival results. All 4 grades battled out during this year's Winter Carnival. There's great weather during tug of war, plenty of snow to trudge through during bombardment, and lots of puddles on the sides during street hockey. The sophomores came in first, creating a 2-year winning streak for them, followed by the seniors in a close second, juniors in third, and freshmen in fourth. The dance was wonderfully decorated by Mrs. Marston and the students for the theme was Wizard of Oz. And the basketball season has finally come to an end again. The girls won their first round of playoffs and lost in the quarterfinals. Boys made it to the Final Four before losing to Portsmouth Christian in a tough ending game. Overall, it was an intense season for both girls and boys. And the junior Boston College trip just returned. This year's Boston College trip was once again a success. A large portion of the junior class traveled to Boston and visited numerous schools, including Merrimack College, Boston College, and Wentworth Institute. Many students are excited to begin their college experience by taking the first step of choosing their course colleges. And that's pretty much what's going on.
Thank you. So the present sophomore class came in first last year?
Yes, they did. And now they're on a winning streak. Seniors are not happy.
The sophomores are very happy. It was close, though.
It was very close. It was
Like a few
5.
points.
It was, I think there was a 3-point difference.
Yeah.
So, moving to 7, discussion of enrichment coordinator, which is here by request. And, do you want to do something, do you want to carry the ball with that, or?
Sure, so we were, the proposal originated in the Advanced Learning Committee, but then when you also look at all the proposed goals, not that we ever came to an agreement on what our final school board goals are, but a lot of the thoughts had to do with curriculum, and so the letter that Marlene had submitted last time was really about curriculum specialist, broadly speaking, looking not only at enrichment or acceleration, but including those things, but also just bringing in a central person that can look at coordination of reading, math, science from school to school, incorporating how we're going to use standards-based assessment. First, you have to have develop standards, which is a lot of work, and it's all about matching the curriculum to the standards and assessments to the to that curriculum. I'm not an education person by specialty, so if I'm saying anything wrong, please speak up regarding standards-based assessment. But so the idea is that to have a curriculum specialist in the district that works with all 3 schools on multiple areas in the curriculum and works with the teachers, and the idea.
I mean, after looking at the identified needs, the areas that our staff and administration needs assistance with, and adapting to the changes that the future holds, it seems like a position of this has a lot of value. And I would, from what I initially see, I think that we really should consider creating a position. We've talked about curriculum a lot, and their curriculum, and also the state changes, and plus now that we're involved in the PACE program as well, ensuring that, we have a lot of staff, and ensuring that their time is being utilized to the most efficient and best abilities for all of our kids is extremely important, and if a position such as this can help bring that, you know, closer to reality, then I think that this